This is the final edition of our show as the high school football regular season came to a close tonight. This will also be an abbreviated version of the show as we're getting set to bring you the replay of tonight's big city showdown between Abilene High and Cooper at the conclusion of this program. Now, we do have some highlights to show you of the Abilene High-Cooper game, and we also have the final score, but if you want to wait to see the game as it happened, when we air it here in about 5 minutes, then I'll just give you a second to leave the room, okay? You all clear? All right, those of you who couldn't wait, here are those highlights. We start now in the first quarter. Cooper and Abilene running out to begin the game. There are the Eagles right now following the Cougars. First quarter, Cougars strike first. That's Carl Bloom getting the call down by the goal line, and he delivers. It's 6-0 Cooper. In the second quarter now, Cooper up 14-0, but Abilene High is not about to give up. They're in the red zone, and Sneezy Beltran gets the call. Give him a hole, and he'll give you 6 points. 14-7 Cooper, but the Cougars can do it in the air as well. Watch this throw by Dowell Loggins. Perfect placement to Adam Riddle. Here is your final score tonight. Don't look if you don't want to know, but there it is, 40. I won't mention it. You can see it if you want to know. Remember, we'll show the entire game right after the show. Abilene versus Cooper is about to come up in 3 minutes. Now, the other game in District 4 5A that meant something to the Cooper Cougars was being played tonight at Ratliff Stadium. Odessa High taking on Odessa Permian. A Permian loss would give the Cougars the 1998 District 4 5A title. For the final of this one, let's head to the Friday Sports Extra scoreboard, and there it is. 36-33 is your final score. Permian wins. Lee, Permian, and Cooper will represent District 4 in the Class 5A state playoffs. The Eagles and Cougars weren't the only teams in town on the football field tonight. The Wiley Bulldogs closed out their regular season with a home game against Great Creek. Wiley wrapped up their playoff berth last week against Ballinger. Tonight was a little dance fever at Bulldog Stadium. First quarter now, backup, or I should say third quarter. We're past halfway point in this game. Backup quarterback John Shelf in the game, connecting with Chad Henderson for the first down. Right at the end of the third quarter, Bo Brown makes a nice run here to put the Bulldogs within sight of the end zone. And that would put Wiley in good shape to start the fourth quarter. In the beginning of the fourth quarter, the ball would go to Brown again. This time, he punches it in for the score. Wiley wins this one tonight in easy fashion. 48-0 is your final score. Wiley will host Vernon next Friday night in the opening round of the Class 3A state playoffs. Perhaps the biggest contest in the Big Country tonight was at Mustang Stadium, where Sweetwater hosted Big Spring. The winner goes to the playoffs. The loser goes home. Let's start in the second quarter. Big Spring on the move. Colby Ford getting the pitch and taking it down to the 5-yard line. But the Mustangs would come up big here at the goal line. They caused Ford to fumble here, nearly recover. Big Spring manages to keep possession. But on 4th and goal here, the Mustangs stop them again. They take over on offense. It was a 0-0 ball game at the half. A defensive struggle throughout. But Big Spring would go on to win this one tonight, ending Sweetwater season. 10-0 is your final score. The victory sends Big Spring to the Class 4A state playoffs. They'll represent District 5 along with Andrews and Snyder. Now, because this is the end of the regular season, as well as our final Friday Sports Extra show of the year, we decided to hand out the Friday Sports Team of the Year award. Many teams were considered for the award, but there can only be one, and this year, it's the Breckenridge Buckaroos. With their win tonight over Eastland, they enter the playoffs a perfect 10-0. They are now the #1 team in the state Class 3A polls entering this year's playoffs. Good luck in the postseason, Buckaroos, and congratulations on being named the Friday Sports Extra Team of the Year. Now that about does it for this edition of Friday Sports Extra. I want to thank you all for joining us all season long. And as our way of saying thanks, we're going to now show you the Abilene High Cooper regular season finale from Shotwell Stadium tonight in its entirety. But before we leave, here are the latest scores from around the Big Country this Friday night. Thanks again for watching, and enjoy the upcoming ball game.
NBC9 is proud to present the tape-delayed Abilene High and Cooper High football game. Sit back and enjoy Showdown at Shotwell 98.
Shotwell Stadium. Some people may say it's a perfect night for football, but despite the cold weather, you can bet one thing: emotions will be running high here tonight. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Shotwell Stadium for this special sports presentation here on NBC9. Tonight, we bring you the District 4-5A finale between the Cooper Cougars and the Abilene High Eagles, two teams that really have gone in opposite directions since district play started. As you know, the Cooper Cougars have clinched a playoff spot. They're not playing for that tonight. The Abilene High Eagles, they're trying to avoid going over in the district. They can do that tonight with a win over Cooper. But despite all the records and all the numbers, when a city rivalry comes like this, you can really throw all that out the window. And to talk about that rivalry tonight, I bring in my broadcast partner for this evening's game, Clemente Morales. And Clemente, the two teams, as we mentioned, have gone in opposite directions. But tonight, you can throw it all out the window because it is a rivalry.
That's right, John. Anytime both of these guys get together in District 4-5A, throw the records out and let's play ball, because that's what it's going to be. We know that the Cooper Cougars have won 7 games in a row in this particular series, but Abilene High is looking to start a little bit of momentum of their own. We know that during the 80s, they've won 6 of those 10 contests, and that's what they're hoping to do tonight.
Well, there'll be several keys for both teams tonight to try to win. We go to those keys, and Clemente, for Abilene High to start that streak, what do they need to do here tonight to try to beat the Cooper Cougars?
Well, obviously, John, they have to be able to have good ball control. The longer that they keep that ball, the less the Cooper offense is out on the field. So if they're able to do that, then they're going to be able to control the clock as well. The second thing is that they have to be able to play good defense. The good defense beats the good offense. We know we've heard that before, and obviously that plays true in this particular situation. And the most obvious is they have to be able to stop Sneezy Beltran. Sneezy has had his way pretty much with the rest of the other opponents before district play. Coming into this game, we know he's going to be looking to make a name for himself.
And as Clemente mentioned, Sneezy Beltran will be a factor. For the Cooper Cougars, they need to be able to stop Sneezy Beltran. If they can do that, they can almost stop the Abilene High offense. They need to force some turnovers as well. Look for Cooper to try to force some turnovers, then open up that wide open offense and try to put some points on the board. And if they put some points on the board, get an early lead, they could make Abilene High have to throw the football and take the ball out of Sneezy Beltran's hands. Again, going back to trying to stop Beltran. Now, one thing about Sneezy Beltran, he does have a bad hamstring. He has been receiving treatment on it all week. We'll see how Sneezy comes out tonight. And Clemente, again, with the rivalries, you have to think that emotions will run very, very high here tonight.
That's right. You know, like we mentioned, a lot is at stake here. The city bragging rights. Each team wants to win. Nobody wants to lose. So that's what they're playing for, all the marbles.
The city bragging rights are on the line. So many subplots to tonight's game. We'll be talking about those stories tonight throughout the broadcast. We have to step aside right now. In a moment that we will have the kickoff and the starting lineups when we come back. Abilene High and Cooper right here on NBC9.
Well, do you know your bank? At United Bank and Trust, we urge you to get to know us. A full array of banking products and always personal service. Our professional and executive lending department is always ready to give you a helping hand. We guarantee no hassle banking, competitive rates on deposits and loans, timely decision making, SBA loans along with commercial and personal loans. United Bank and Trust is interested in you. United Bank and Trust. We want to know you.
All bones connected to the neck bone. The neck bone connected to the backbone. Oh, backbone connected to the crossbone. Wrist bone connected to the hand bone. The hand bone connected to the tooth. That's how you slam it down. The hand bone connected to the tooth. And that's how you slam it down.
NBC9 is proud to present the tape-delayed Abilene High and Cooper High football game. Sit back and enjoy Showdown at Shotwell 98. watching NBC 9 Abilene, Texas.
Things just about ready to get underway. The Cooper Cougars have hit the field. They will be on offense first here. We start tonight. Abilene High actually won the toss and they deferred until the second half. So the Cooper Cougars' high-powered offense will be on the field first. As we look to the north end of the stadium here, the Abilene High Eagles coming out of their locker room. They'll be making their way to the field momentarily. We'll go ahead and set the starting lineup for you right now. First for the Cooper offense, center will be Chris Almaguera. Robbie Walker will be at the right guard. James Jones will be the left guard. Right tackle, Kent Rhodes. Left tackle will be Bailey Lester. Side end will be Andy Rogers. Adam Riddle, the split end. Mark Rao will be a wide receiver. Luke Harrison at the other wide out. Carl Bloom will be the tailback. And senior quarterback Dow Loggins will lead the Cougars here in his final game as the city crosstown rivalries. We look across the far side of the field. As you can see there, the Abilene High Eagles all jacked up for this one. They're ready to get this one underway. And as they make their way onto the field here, as they jump, getting everything ready, Clemente, why don't you give us the defense for Abilene High School?
Okay, John, here are the defensive starting lineups for the Abilene High Eagles. At the two defensive ends, it'll be Jake Barnes and Andre Moore. The two defensive tackles will be John Gonzalez, Rushard Dalbert. At the linebacker core, we have Matt Cope, David Cooley, Tony Espinoza. And the two quarterbacks will be Mitchell Eckert, Marty Salas, and the two safeties are Chris Mabry and Blake Knight.
Look, the offense and defensive starters for both teams here tonight, just a few minutes away from kickoff. Some interesting numbers as you look here at the ball game tonight. When Randy Allen took over for the Cooper Cougars, he has yet to lose to the Abilene High Eagles. The Cooper quarterback, an obvious threat to take off and run, and Dow Loggins. He is a very dangerous young man. It'll be interesting to see if the defense for Abilene High takes a bit of a different tone and put a linebacker as a spy on quarterback Dow Loggins to make sure they keep him contained. And Clemente, we talked about it in the pregame, the high-powered offense for the Cooper Cougars. It'll be very interesting to see if they try to put some points up here very early. In fact, they should be moving against the wind as it's a pretty strong wind out of the north tonight. It'll be interesting to see if they try to put up maybe a trick play or something like that to try to get on the board early.
That's right. It's very important, as we mentioned, for them to try to gain that momentum. And it's going to be proving very important throughout the game as well. But right off the bat, they've got to get started on a really good note in order to make things happen.
Abilene Cooper does lead the all-time series between the two schools. 26 wins, 10 victories, and 1 loss. Looking to add to it tonight, the Cougars are looking to go 27-10-1. The Eagles 26-11-1 is their record, is what that would be tonight if they go on ahead and win this one. Luke Harrison, Dow Loggins, and Mark Rao will be deep for the Abilene High Eagles. You see the Cooper guys ready to get this one underway. They will be heading into the playoffs, so a good tune-up here tonight. And Clemente, probably good for both teams tonight at the crosstown rivalry tonight. Cooper won't look ahead past this one. They'll play well tonight trying to win the crosstown rivalry. And for Abilene High, they have the opportunity to pick up a win in district.
Right. It's like trying to continue a season here. They're trying to establish the momentum the Cougars are in order for them to try to continue on and hopefully carry that into the playoffs. Now, as we mentioned before, Cooper leads this all-time series at 26-10-1. One tie, of course, a while back, but yet they will be hoping that a winner comes out of this. And them.
Ramiro Rodriguez will be on to do the kicking chores for Abilene High. We're just about set to go. Rodriguez ready to get this one underway. The fans ready for this one, and so are we. We're glad you're aboard here on NBC 9. Rodriguez with the boot. Deep kick with the win. That one will be in the back of the end zone. It'll go out. Mark Rao will just let that one go. And the Cooper Cougars will start their offense 1st and 10 at their own 20.
We noticed why he kicked that into the end zone, John. You can tell that wind is kind of stiff blowing out toward the north. So obviously the Eagles taking that wind the first part of the possession, trying to establish themselves and pin Cooper deep in that territory.
Dow Loggins has got his offense. He's about ready to go in the huddle. One other name to watch for the Cooper Cougars. Carl Bloom comes in with 669 yards on the season on 122 carries, 5.5 a carry. Loggins got his team ready to go. A receiver split here on the near side, 2 on the far side. Carl Bloom, the lone back in the backfield. You see Loggins barking out some signals, maybe changing the play. Gives it to Bloom off the right side. He cuts it back up the gut. Picks up a gain of about 4. That'll bring up the 2nd down and 6 for the Cooper Cougars.
We noticed right there he tried to immediately audible or maybe perhaps throw that Abilene High Eagle defense off a little bit. But in the end, we see that he ran it up the middle. So got a pretty good little game, sets up a nice second down, and 5 to go.
They give him 5 on the carries. Clemente said that'll bring up a 2nd and 5. Be interesting to see if they use Carl Bloom here moving into the wind to try to move the ball on the ground. Again, 2 receivers split to the far side, 1 to the near side. Play action to Bloom. Logan's going to roll to his left, looking, fires, and got a man wide open. It's a tight end. He's down to the 40, and out to the 45. Give it the 46-yard line. Good pass there. Philip Kitchens picks it up, or check that. That's the tight end for Cooper. Andy Rogers, he picks up a big first down play, moves it near midfield.
That was a great play by the Cooper offense. We know that the Cooper quarterback right there tried to run a little bit to the right side and then faked a little bit, rolled around, did a little hook, and threw the out pattern to the open receiver, and that set up a really good game there.
So Cooper ready to go once again. Adam Riddle and Mark Rouse split to the near side. Luke Harrison to the far side. Bloom, again, the lone back in the backfield. Going to give it to Carl Bloom right in the middle. He's got a hole midfield, 45, touch it out to the near side, 40, gets a block down to the 35, down to the 30, and rumbled out of bounds from 24-yard line. And here comes a flag. They're going to call a late hit, but Carl Bloom rips one up the gut down the near side, and a big gain for the Cooper Cougars.
Obviously there, John, we know Cooper, once again, establishing that momentum early. They lined up in a different formation, something that they haven't seen yet. That's 3 different formations already that we've seen right off the bat. That's very crucial, as we mentioned, for them to try to move that ball down the field, gain some yardage, and move the ball and score.
Blake Knight looks to be the guilty culprit on the personal foul, a hit out of bounds. So add 15 more yards to that Carl Bloom run, and that'll put the Cooper Cougars inside the red zone. In fact, put the ball down at about the 13-yard line. So it'll bring up a 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. 10:50 to go, opening possession here. Trip set to the far side for Al Loggins and the Cooper Cougars. Again, Bloom, the lone back in the backfield. Bloom could be getting the ball here as Loggins changes the plays. He does get it, and he is swarmed in the backfield by the Abilene High defense. They'll see if they can come up with a big stop here and try to force a field goal. They do their job on 1st down.
John, I don't know if we can go to a replay on that, but I tell you what, just by noticing the Abilene High defense on that particular play, we noticed that the outside guy was ready to meet the Cooper runner right there at the line of scrimmage for virtually a no gain on the play.
In fact, they give him a loss of a yard on the play. Carl Bloom, as we mentioned on the season, 669 yards. There you see the replay. Bloom had absolutely nowhere to go as a host of Abilene High Eagles are there, led by Jake Barnes. Bloom also 5 touchdowns on the season. The spread formation again. Logan's going to drop straight back, fires in the flat to Rao, and just overthrown. He was open, tried to make a one-handed grab, not able to get it there. Brian Archibald, rather, on the coverage for Abilene High.
Looked like right there the Abilene High defense is offering up a little bit of a blitz package, trying to maybe scare up the quarterback, maybe force him to go throw the ball a little bit quicker than what he anticipated. Maybe if he'd have had a little bit more time, Rao would have had opportunity to set the pattern straight and be able to catch the ball and make a good game. But as a result, the Abilene High defense makes a great play.
So 3rd down and 14, big play here early. 10:05 to go in the first quarter. This is the first possession of the game. A 4-receiver set for Cooper, 3 to the far side, 1 here to the near side. Logan's going to roll out to his left, looking, can't find anybody, chased in the backfield, and he's going to be run out of bounds by the Abilene High defense. A very classic example right there of a bend but don't break defense for the Eagles. They allow him to get near the 10-yard line, but they don't let him get into the end zone, and it looks like we'll have a field goal attempt for Abilene Cooper coming up.
That was great defensive pursuit by the defense of Abilene High, John. We noticed that they flushed the quarterback out of the pocket, made him work his way out toward the left side, and of course he had no one open. What could he do? He had to cough it up.
Ryan Shannon on to try the field goal attempt. It's going to be snapped from the 20 at 17 to that. This makes it a 37-yard field goal into the wind. Snap down, kick is on the way. Has it got the leg? It's got the leg, and it is no good. It's wide to the right, or check that, wide to the left. So the Abilene High defense gets a big break here. They shut them down, and now the Abilene High offense will take the field.
That had to be some good momentum established by the Abilene High Eagle defense, rather. They were able to stop the Cougars on that drive when it looked like they were going to score, march down the field, and put the points up on the board. But once again, they come through, and they give them the field goal opportunity, and they weren't able to cash in.
So quarterback Frankie Munoz brings his team out to the line. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Eagles on their first possession from the 20-yard line. 3 receivers in the game, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Beltran, the lone back in the backfield, a quick out, and it's caught at the 25 and going to be Oh, he's still going. He's just across the 30 down to the 32-yard line. Great run there by Eddie Heyer for the Abilene High Eagles. You would think that they would come out and try to establish an easy Beltran, but Frankie Munoz finds Heyer for the nice first down gain.
Well, John, I don't know about you, but I'm a little surprised at that. But, oh, well, it worked, got some yardage. They are able to establish that they can get a first down, rather, so they moved the ball a little bit, and Eddie Heyer makes one heck of a play on that run.
Three receiver set again, two split to the near side, one to the far side again. Abilene High, Sneezy Beltran, the lone back in the backfield. Munoz up under center, calling out his signals. He's going to run the option with Beltran. Beltran's got to see him at the 30 and down to the 35. Give him the 37-yard line on the play. We'll call it a pickup of 5, and that'll bring up a second down and 5 for the Abilene High Eagles.
Vincent Felucio is the Cooper Cougar there to meet him there at the line. He was able to draw just a few yards, and it looks like now, John, we've got an injured Eagle out on the field.
That's Dominic Horton. Let's go ahead while we have the opportunity and set the starting lineups for the offense and defense. First for the Abilene High offense, the injured man on the field is center Dominic Horton. Sergio Aleo will be your right guard. Paul Mushauer will be the left guard. The right tackle, Rene Garcia, nicknamed the Big Taco. Michael Walker, the left tackle. Donnie De Leon's the tight end. Bryson Galloway and Scott Bryson, the wide receivers. Clay Walker, the fullback. The aforementioned Sneezy Beltran will be the tailback, and Frankie Munoz is the quarterback.
And, of course, for the Cooper Cougars on starting defense, Robert Clark would be the defensive end. The defensive tackle will be Ryan Martin. Michael Walker as well will be the other defensive tackle. The linebacker core features Toby Ward, Danny Crummels, Josh Adams, and Vincent Pelucio. The two corners are Aaron Bird and Lee Haggerty. And, of course, the free safeties are Nivik Hatcher and Elijah Casada.
Dominic Horton still down on the field. Looks like they might be tending to somewhere around the ankle. Gets up, look like it's an ankle. He'll be helped off the field. Hear the round of applause as Dominic Horton gets helped off the field. You hate to see somebody go down in a game, especially this early in the ball game. We'll see if Dominic can return to the starting line. Looks like Austin Denny will be his replacement. Denny will be a junior, is a junior, check that. So this gives Clemente the opportunity for both squads to kind of tone the emotions down and let both teams go over and talk to the head coaches.
Right, perhaps maybe it gives them a little bit of an opportunity to work out the nerves and understand that they're in a big ball game, but yet they have to be able to perform. So now we get set to go under center here.
Munoz up again, two receivers to the far side, one to the near. Sneezy Beltran, the lone back in the backfield. There you see Munoz sparking out his signals. Face it to Sneezy Beltran. Looks like a busted play, and he's going to be lucky if he gets back to the line of scrimmage. It doesn't look like he does. Looks like Munoz loses about 2 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 3rd and 7.
That Cougar offense was obviously there to meet him, but we see that they had a little bit of a problem with communication. It looked like the quarterback was trying to pitch it back to Sneezy, and Sneezy really didn't have an idea that it was coming at him. So as a result, the quarterback tried to run a little bit to the right side there and couldn't turn the corner exactly, so he had to take to the charge and lose a little bit of yardage.
So that will bring up a 3rd down and 7, 8:25 to go and rolling here. Big 3rd down conversion for the Eagles. Munoz going to roll here to the near side, looking, can't find anybody, finally fires it out. Throws it into coverage, looking there for Donnie De Leon, but he was able to find him, and that was an overthrow, so that'll bring up a 4th down and punting situation for the Eagles.
That was a good situation as well for the Cooper Cougars because we know that there were 3 defenders around that one guy. So obviously they're putting the good pressure on, and they were able to force that ball for no yardage.
Interesting to think about this, Clemente. Abilene High really has nothing to lose, not to say they'll do it here, but watch for the fake field goals, the fake punts, things like that. They have nothing to lose, not in bad field position. I wouldn't think they do it here, but something to watch for later in the game. The Cougars look like they're going to try to block this kick as they send 9. But drop it back. It's a high snap. Going to try to, and they try to kick it out of the end zone. It doesn't work, and the Cooper Cougars fall on it. Looks like it was Luke Harrison. Ramiro Rodriguez, the punter, just tried to kick the ball out of the end zone and pick up the safety. He missed it, and the Cooper Cougars fell out, and they are set up on the Eagles' doorstep.
You really can't ask for anything much better than that, John. The Cooper offense, or the defense rather, lined up there, looked like they were going to charge the punt, but they dropped back a little bit, probably to defend the punt, be able to provide the runners some coverage, and as a result, the ball goes back, and they aren't able to recover it, and the Cooper Cougars are on their way, it looks like, to possibly putting some points on the board.
Cougars set up 1st down and 3 at the Abilene High 3-yard line. We mentioned in the pregame about turnovers. This one of them is breakdown special teams. Full house backfield, Carl Bloom, the deep back in the backfield. Give it to Bloom off the left side. He tries to go airborne, and he is stopped. Good pursuit there by the Abilene High defense.
They were able to meet that guy right at the line, John. You notice that the defense of Abilene High was ready for that. They obviously knew it was probably coming up the gut, so Abilene High defense is able to stop him right there, meet the runner, and stop him for no gain.
The bulk of Cooper's touchdowns this year have come through the air. In fact, Carl Bloom had 5 touchdowns on the year. There were 3 receivers that they used in the ball game, had 15 between them. But we'll see if they try to keep it on the ground here. 2nd and 2. Give it to Bloom again. He's going to bounce it outside. He's going to try to catch the corner, and he does not get there. Fantastic pursuit there by the Abilene High defense, rather. Azale Murray comes up from his defensive back position. The 5'8" junior comes up and makes a big play there and drags Bloom down before he can hit the corner.
And make no mistake about that, John. They needed that. They needed to be able to stop them. Now that sets up a 3rd and 2. And Abilene High, if they could really hold them right here to just 3 points, they would be accomplishing a great feat.
3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line. They'll stick with the full house backfield. Bloom, the lone back, or the deep back there. He tries the other side, and he's going to dive in, and that is a touchdown. It took him 3 downs to do it, but Carl Bloom picks up his 6th touchdown of the year and puts Cooper up early, 6-0.
Looked like they changed it up right there. They'd lined up in the same type of formation they had before. There were 3 same types of formations like that, and then the 3rd time, instead of running it to the right, they take it to the left, and he's able to punch it on in.
The Cougars ran to the weak side of the formation. The tight end was lined on the right side. They didn't go that way. They ran off the left side, and Bloom able to find pay dirt. So now the extra point conversion to come here for Cooper, trying to make it 7-0. It snaps down, kicks on its way, and it splits the upright. No, it misses wide right. The kick looked like it was right on the way, but it misses wide right, and that could come back to haunt the Cooper Cougars. A lot of times missed extra points come back in 1-point games. We'll see if that comes back to catch the Cooper Cougars, but they do lead right now, 6-0.
That's right, 6-0. That's a great score. They were able to capitalize on the big mistake that Abilene High made there, take the punt, put some points, make it productive, and let's make something out of it. So now they're in the lead, and hopefully they will be able, from their end, to be able to continue on defense and continue with that momentum.
So the drive took 3 plays. It covered 3 yards. Carl Bloom's 2-yard touchdown run put Cooper up 6-0. That's Bloom's 6th touchdown on the year, as we said. And now we get to see what could be very exciting. Sneezy Beltran, in the opening game of the year for his team at Shotwell Stadium, took the opening kickoff back 100 yards. Beltran back deep again. Clemente especially going against the wind. It'll be interesting to see here if Abilene Cooper will kick it to Beltran, or they'll just go ahead and try to push kick it and keep it out of Sneezy's hands.
He's trying to be like the little Deion Sanders of District 458, John. He's obviously a threat back there. He's a power, and he has to be dealt with by that Cooper defense on kickoff. So obviously they recognize that, and it'd be interesting to see, like you said, whether or not they do kick off to him.
Cooper ready to go here as they get their kickoff team set. Ryan Shannon, the 6-foot senior, ready to do the chores. He'll kick from his 40-yard line again, kicking into a pretty stiff breeze here at Shotwell Stadium. We'll see if he kicks it, or sometimes in the windy conditions you'll see a squib kick. Shannon looks like he's going to boot this one away, and he does. It's a little line drive that Beltran can feel, but he'll let it roll out of bounds, and that should put Abilene High at their own 35-yard line.
John, it looked like he was trying to get it a little bit up to the up men there, maybe trying to force one of those guys to run with it and not get it into the hands of Beltran, of course, but yet he was able to get it back that way, and once he did, it went out of bounds, fortunately, and they're Abilene High will be able to start with their possession.
We mentioned so much about Sneezy Beltran, but Frankie Munoz can put the ball in the air. He's 53 of 103 on the year with 9 interceptions, 682 yards on the season, and 7 touchdowns. So Frankie Munoz can put the ball in the air. One thing that worked well for the Eagles last week was play action. We'll see if the play action works. You try to get the Cooper defense up, isolate your receivers one-on-one deep. We'll see if play action comes, but I would think you'd have to establish Sneezy Beltran first. There were 3 receivers in the game, 2 to the far side, 1 here to the near side. Munoz now up under center. He's giving a fake to Beltran. There's the play action we were talking about. Looking, can't find anybody. Munoz makes a nice move, but he can't get away. He's sacked for about a yard lost, but a nice job to get back near the line of scrimmage.
That's right, John. It was a great play there by number 55 of the Cooper Cougars, Robert Clark. He showed some great pursuit. He broke through the line, worked his way back, followed the quarterback around, and got him by the ankles.
Cooper ahead here on the strength of a turnover, a breakdown on special teams. Turnover margins in the district. Cooper comes in last in the district, -1 in turnover margin. Abilene High in the middle of a pack. They're +4 on the season, but right now, Cooper winning the turnover battle. 3 receivers again, 2 split here to the near side, 1 to the far side. Beltran in the backfield. Munoz going to try to throw again. Can't find anything. He's got a big lane up the middle, 30. And dragged down from the 35. Ball loose. And another turnover. Looked like he may have been down. We'll see if we can look at that one once again. They are going to call him down. Looked like Munoz had hit the ground at the 35, and then it popped loose. The Cougars thought they had another turnover, but it will stay with Abilene High.
Still a great gain there for the Abilene High quarterback. We noticed he was able to run up the middle. If we could go back and look at the replay there,
it was just there, and the ball, he did hit the ground first. Good work by the camera crew there. We did see the ball hit the ground first.
John, I think you and I could run up that lane.
Well, you could anyways. I don't know if I still have it anymore. Third down and 5 for the Abilene High Eagles from their own 35-yard line. Big third down conversion here. 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Beltran in the backfield. Good block by Beltran, but pursuit. Munoz escapes it. He's to the 30, the 35, and he's going to try to push his way forward, and he's dragged down at the 38. That'll be a couple of yards short of the first down. Picked up some good blocks to get near the first down, but not able to get it.
There, Beltran showed us that he can do more than just run with the ball, John. It showed us that he could block as well, as he provided a pivotal block and was able to allow the quarterback to move to the right side, be able to work around that corner and work his way downfield. Also, we know that Kobe Ford had an opportunity there to make the stop, but wasn't able to as well.
Good to see Kobe Ford back in the lineup for the Cooper Cougars. He's been out for most of the year, and he is making his return. So on to punt again. Adam Riddle will be deep for Cooper. Good snap this time, but it's almost blocked. Good punt, though. It's going to hit us at 20. Roll back. Riddle's going to pick it up at his 10. Comes near side 15 and out of bounds at the 22-yard line. But again, the Abilene High Eagles almost had a breakdown on special teams.
That's right. That Cooper defense looked like they were coming off and being able to block that punt. They almost got a hand on it, but they weren't able to, and as a result, well, he was able to still get a good punt off and force the Cougars to start from their own 22-yard line.
Adam Riddle picks it up. About a 12-yard gain on the return, as Clemente said, at the 22-yard line. 5:10 to go here in the first quarter of play. Abilene Cooper up 6-0, driving once again. Logan's got his team ready. 3 receivers in the game. Rao to the far side. He's going to give it to Bloom, though, off the left side. Good pursuit, and they strung him out, and Carl Bloom is dropped just about at the line of scrimmage there, so call it 2nd down and 10.
That's right. That was Rashard Dalbert, as well as, I think it was number 34 there.
Gabe Manola.
Gabe Molina, yeah. Gabe Molina made a great stop back there in the backfield to be able to stop that runner, be able to get him and turn the corner. And so he meets him there at the line, and the Cooper offense will have to lose a couple of yards on that one, John.
Luke Harrison comes to the near side. Rao and Riddle to the far side. Bloom, the lone back in the backfield. Logan's going to roll here to the near side looking. Can't find anybody. Finally, a receiver breaks open. That's Luke Harrison, and he gets out to about the 34-yard line. And Clemente, the defensive back for Abilene High, really giving these receivers some cushion.
That's right. I guess they're afraid that maybe the long thread is going to be there, so maybe they're playing in some sort of little prevent there, and they're giving him the short yardage. But yet we saw that what he did was ran that little out pattern toward the sideline, was able to make the catch and allow his team to get a little bit of momentum and push forward and move the ball.
Right, here's the first down pickup. 1st down and 10 for Abilene Cooper. They're going to be at about the 33-yard line. Again, moving into the wind, and it's nice to see that they can move the ball effectively, but not only move it through the air, into the wind.
That's right. That's very important because we know that's why Abilene High deferred to the second half. They wanted to be able to have that option.
Trip formation to the far side with Harrison, Rao, and Riddle. Bloom again alone back in the backfield. Logan's barking out signals. Gives it right up the gut again to Carl Bloom. He picks up about 2 yards on the play, maybe 3. We'll call it 2nd down and 7 as the clock rolls here in the first quarter. 4:18 and rolling.
John, that was a hard-fought 3. It looked like he ran it just right up the gut there and had a little bit of a problem met there by the Abilene High defensive line, and they stopped him, and they just allowed a very short gain. So we'll see what they can do here with 2nd down rather.
2nd down and 8. They give him 2 on the carry, so it is 2nd and 8 from the 35-yard line. 4 receivers in the ballgame, 3 to the far side, 1 here to the near side. Again, Bloom stays alone back in the backfield. It's a draw play. Abilene High not fooled at all. They drop him at about the line of scrimmage, and he falls forward for a gain of 2, so that should bring up 3rd and 6.
That looked like it was going to be a pass right off the bat. We know we had 3 wide receivers on the left side up there and 1 down here on the bottom, and well, they just ran a little draw up the middle, picked up a few yards, and now that sets up, of course, the 3rd and 6.
Big 3rd down conversion here for the Cooper Cougars. 3:25 on the first quarter clock and rolling. Again, 3 receivers. Dow Logan's up under the center, going to roll to his far side. That'll be the left side. Fires, got a man wide open at the 49 and falls ahead. They're going to call him out at the 49. That's Luke Harrison. Again, Clemente, the same thing they've done pretty much the entire ball game, run about 10 yards and hook towards the sideline.
That's right. We see the same type of pattern developing here. Two Abilene High defensive backs back here laying back, possibly not wanting to give up the great chunk of yardage, but yet they're willing to give a little bit of pad and a little bit of gain.
So that is the first down pickup for Cooper. They've moved near midfield at the 48-yard line. They'll put trips here to the near side. Now Harrison goes to the far side. He'll be the lone split up on the far side. Rao and Adam Riddle here on the near side. Bloom stays alone back in the backfield. Fake to him. Loggins rolls here to the near side. Got a man open again. Down to the 40, down to the 35. He's going to fall out of bounds at about the 36. That time, Clemente, you could see Dow Loggins could have run the ball just as far as he threw it.
That's right, and once again, we see the same type of pattern developing there. If we can go to the replay, we notice there that Elzel Murray, as well as number 31 for the Abilene High Eagles, was back there laying back in that prevent coverage, and we know that the room was there for him to be able to run.
Right there you can see Loggins find it, and really nobody within 4 or 5 yards of the receiver. We'll see if Abilene High tightens up their coverage. Luke Harrison, the lone man split here to the near side. Brow on the slot, Riddle on the far side. Coming with a blitz, they're going to give it to Carl Bloom. He cuts back, can't avoid the second. Avoided the first man, but could not avoid the second one as Brian Archibald comes up from his defensive back spot and makes a good open field tackle on Carl Bloom.
It looked right there like the Abilene High defense smelt that one coming. They ran to the right side there, and there were 3 defenders ready to meet the man at the line of scrimmage. And, of course, that forces them to lose, I think, about a yard. Isn't that right, John?
They did lose a yard. That brings up 2nd and 11 from the Abilene High 37. We'll watch and see if Cooper tries to keep the ball on the ground. There's 2:15 left on the game clock. We'll see if they try to wind this clock down and see if they can get to the second period with the ball, and then they can really move effectively with the win. Logan's going to roll to the left side looking for Harrison. Can't find him. They're breaking down. Now he breaks to the far side. This one's up for grabs. And he comes, oh, it looks like he came down with it, but he did not. Great effort there. Looked like Adam Riddle was there. Had a man right with him. Loggins just threw that one up for grabs, and his man almost came down with it.
Well, you know why he just threw it up for grabs, don't you, John? There, number 41. His name is Andy Moore for the Abilene High Eagles. Was right there in his face, and you have that big guy right there looking at you, staring at you. Of course, you're going to throw it downfield. You're not going to know what to do with it.
You can see Andy Moore breaking down, trying to keep containment on Dow Loggins. Loggins very effective tonight in rolling really to both sides of the field. They tried to keep the containment there, and that time Abilene High was able to keep containment. So it brings up 3rd down and 11 from the Abilene High 37. 4 receivers in the game. Straight drop back for Loggins, fires over the middle. Intercepted, and this one's got a chance to have a big return after the 40. And a good tackle there by one of the Cooper offensive linemen. That one had a big return written all over it, but the Cooper Cougars do turn the ball over, and the Eagles get a big one there.
John, if we can look at that replay a second time right here, we notice that Mark Rao looks like maybe missed the route or did not know which way to turn, but that Abilene High defender obviously knew where he was going. He was reading the quarterback, saw the pass coming his way, took it, ran it up the ways, and of course that sets up a great play for Abilene High.
There you can see Rao was running, wasn't even looking for the ball, and they just jumped the route and were able to pick it off. Brian Archibald again with another big play here. We mentioned turnovers, Clemente. It's even at 1 apiece.
Very important. Now Abilene High probably needs to move the ball a little bit effectively downfield, establish a little bit of momentum.
They have 1:47 to move here with the win. 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Beltran alone back in the backfield. Got a reverse coming, and it's open. Coming here to the near side, 40, 45. Cuts it up near midfield, just into Cooper territory. Eddie Heyer on the reverse. Gets it into Cooper territory. The first time tonight that the Eagles have been in Cougar territory.
John, that's a little surprising. We talked about how Cooper possibly was going to come in with the odd formations, and it's Abilene High who tries something out of the ordinary with the reverse, and it worked very effective. They're able to get some yardage on that, move the ball, move the chains, move the first down markers, and let's go play some football.
Get all the offensive flow going where we see Beltran and brought Heyer back the other way. A receiver split on each side this time for Munoz. He's up under center with Beltran in the backfield. Fake to Beltran, swing pass back over this way near the 40, down to the 35-yard line, and another good completion there. Munoz to J.P. Gonzalez.
J.P. found that little open route there, just turned around, caught the ball, and ran up a little bit ways, and he's able to once again move those chains and get another first down for the Abilene High Eagles.
The Eagles take a play out of the Cooper playbook, just run a little out, hook towards the sideline, and it was wide open.
John, have we seen Beltran with the ball yet?
I don't know that Sneezy's had the ball in his hands yet. Again, you may think that the Abilene High Eagles trying to move it with the wind here. A minute to go here in the first period. 6-0 our score. Fake to Beltran. Munoz looking, can't find anybody. Finally fires it. Intended for Sneezy Beltran, but overthrown. Good coverage there, and Munoz avoids the sack.
Looks like we've got a down eagle on the field, John.
Looks like Charles Cortenza is the man down right now. 5'10", 220-pound junior tackle. The second Abilene High Eagle we've seen go down tonight.
That's right. Playing with a little bit of odd field conditions. We know that the cold took everyone by surprise. We look around the stadium, we know everybody's kind of bundled up, nice and warm, but yet these players have to play in this stuff, and they have to be ready. And a lot of times that maybe they didn't stretch enough, or, I mean, of course, I don't know what the situation is, but that may have a little bit to do with it.
There you see the Cooper guys, Carl Bloom taking a rest. There's quarterback Dow Loggins, who just threw the interception a few moments ago. Dow, a very effective quarterback so far on the year. He's thrown 11 touchdown passes as compared to 5 interceptions. Almost 1,200 yards on the year, 86 of 158. So that's a good touchdown to turnover ratio for Dow Loggins as he meets with Cooper head man Randy Allen. Clemente, you like to see that, 11 touchdowns and 5 interceptions.
That you do. But, John, would you have been a little bit surprised if I'd have told you earlier in the week that with over 14 minutes gone in the first quarter that Sneezy Beltran has not touched the ball on a running play?
I would have been surprised. Not only that, I would have wondered if Cooper was blowing this game wide open. We said in the pregame that if Beltran didn't have his hands on the ball, it was probably because they were behind in throwing. They are throwing, but indefinitely, Abilene High is not behind. Good to see Charles up on his feet. Looks like he's limping. Ever so slight to the sidelines. We'll hope he returns as well.
Obviously, that's part of the game plan. Try to get the Cooper defense to focus on Beltran, and maybe that'll open up the passing lanes a little bit. So that helped improve beneficial for them so far.
A bit of a concern. This is the second offensive lineman that's gone down for Abilene High. You never want anybody to go down, but especially your big guys up front who really protect your quarterback and open up the running game.
And, John, if you don't believe that's true, then, of course, you just ask Randy Allen. We know that over the years, he's had a lot of his graduating seniors that have moved on, and he's suffered greatly in those offensive and defensive lines.
Second down and 10 for Abilene High at the Cooper 35-yard line. Beltran alone back in the backfield. Man in motion here to the near side. Munoz going to run the option. Beltran again. He's got it to the 30. He's rumbling forward down near the 25-yard line. And Clemente, we were talking about, that is the second time Sneezy Beltran has had his hands on the football tonight, I believe. And they're running the option, trying to get the corner. And any effects of a hamstring that Sneezy had there, you didn't see for the first time really in a couple of weeks. Beltran really took off and shot through that seam.
That just shows the type of momentum that Beltran can possess. He can just turn the corner, move on. There were 4 Cooper defenders, and we can go back and look at the replay there and notice that there were 4 Cooper players that really had an opportunity to tackle Beltran, but instead he's able to elude them, move ahead a little bit, and able to push forward and get the positive yardage that he needs for his team.
Beltran and Munoz have had good success on the option as we look at it right here. You'll see him run it to the corner. Munoz sees the man coming towards him, pitches it to Beltran, and as he goes to the 35, makes several guys miss, and then really just powers his way forward.
Great run by Beltran. Obviously, we've mentioned that he's a tremendous athlete. He's very gifted, and he can be able to run the ball from any point in the field, John.
Beltran averaging 5.8 yards per carry on the season. We've mentioned that he's had his problems in the districts portion of the schedule, but 210 attempts on the year and 1,418 yards later. Sneezy Beltran has had himself quite a year.
That's right. We mentioned that Sneezy started off the season really well. As Sneezy goes, so does the Abilene High Eagles team. We know that they were able to go 4-1 in that pre-district schedule. That was very tough. There were some tough opponents in there, and yet they were able to match wits and be able to win some of those games.
Really, both of these teams have played a tremendous non-district schedule, especially the Cooper Cougars, who hope that will prepare them for their playoffs as they come up. 3rd and 1, full house, backfield play action to Beltran, looking for the tight end. Got him open, and he drops it. Good pass there by Frankie Munoz, and he had a man open, but Donnie De Leon not able to haul it in.
Was a little bit up above his head. If he'd have been able to bring it down possibly, he might have been able to turn the corner, maybe chug it up the sidelines and be able to take it on in for the touchdown. But yet instead that sets up now a 4th down and 1. What do you do, John?
Well, it looks like Abilene coach Steve Warren is going to go for it. Really nothing to lose. 35-yard line is where the ball is placed. 4th and 1. Frankie Munoz got his team ready to go. 3 backs in the backfield. All eyes should be on Sneezy Beltran for this one. Munoz gives it to Beltran, and they have a mix-up on the handoff, and Beltran falls out, and the Cooper defense stands tall.
Looks like he tripped there, John, right there at the line after he got the handoff. Didn't have anywhere to run. The Cooper defenders were there to meet him, and as a result, well, now that sets up a turnover on downs, and now the Cooper Cougars are able to take over at their own 27-yard line.
So the Abilene High Eagles not able to take advantage of the Dow Loggins interception. We'll see what Cooper can do as we have a half a minute remaining here in the first quarter. Again, 6-0. Cooper leads this one. Thanks to a breakdown on special teams, they scored from 3 yards out on Carl Bloom's touchdown run. Looking for more. 3 receivers in the game. Adam Riddle comes here to the near side. They're going to give it to Bloom. He goes up the middle, dances his way ahead for about 3 yards. That should bring up 2nd and 7, and it may be the final play here of the first quarter.
Carl Bloom was able to run there up the middle. We know that he's been a featured player in their offense for this first quarter. He's gotten a lot of gains up the middle, and we know that he was able to get 2 yards there on that particular run before he was stopped by the Eagle defenders.
Oh, we got 4 seconds left and rolling. It looks like Dow Loggins will just let the first quarter wind down, and that is the end of one. So after the first quarter of play, the Abilene High Eagles trail Cooper by the score of 6-0. We take time out and return with more of tonight's game here on NBC 9.
Want $1,000 cash back?
Are you ready for a great deal? A money-saving party!
Never before has Star Lincoln Mercury Dodge offered $1,000 cash back on 98 Dodge Ram pickups until now. For a limited time, get $1,000 on any new 98 Dodge Ram in stock. Half-ton, three-quarter ton, 1 ton, it doesn't matter. Regular cab, quad cab, even diesels. They all have $1,000 cash back. But don't wait. This offer won't last long. Get $1,000 at Star Lincoln Mercury Dodge.
Choices. That's what you get at Oak Express. Not just a few tables like other stores, but hundreds of dining tables to choose from. The Victor with Sunburst tabletop's an incredible $128. The Max Ray with beautiful oak inlay top is only $249. Or the Solid Oak Scottsdale is just $279. That's just a sample of the selection and values at Oak Express. And ask about our 1-year free financing program. Oak Express, South 7th and the Winters Freeway, next to Big Sur Waterbeds in Abilene.
Friday nights in football in the Big Country, a West Texas tradition. Join NBC 9 as we take an expanded look at high school football scores and highlights. Each week, we'll also spotlight a different team and what it takes to prepare for Friday night. We'll send camera crews to area games so you'll know the scores. Join us for Friday Sports Extra, Fridays at 10:15 during NBC 9 News. Brought to you by the Mall of Abilene, Burger King, Red Star Fuels, and NBC 9. NBC 9 is proud to present the tape-delayed Abilene High and Cooper High football game. Set back and enjoy Showdown at Shotwell 98. You're watching NBC 9.
Start here, the Cougars lead 6-0, 2nd and 8. Loggins fakes the Bloom, rolls to the right looking, finally fires, got a man open, Mark Rouse got it, and he puts both feet down at about the 42-yard line and picks up a big gain. Loggins to Rouse, a familiar connection.
John, I really think there that number 63 of the Cooper Cougars made an outstanding play. James Jones provided a great block. If we could look at the replay there, and we will notice that he was able to block the man off, allow the quarterback to be able to throw the ball downfield to find that the receiver open for a great gain.
And there you see the play, Loggins rolling to the right, and there's the good block commentation that you were talking about, and a perfect throw and catch. Loggins got his team ready to go again. Drop straight back. They'll throw with the wind again, looking for Rao over the middle, and overthrows him. Rao was open for just a moment, but 2 defenders came towards him, and Noggins fired it over him.
He went right past him there on that particular play, John. Are you a little surprised at how much they've thrown so far the ball?
Well, Cooper usually opens up the offense. You look for him to throw here right now as they're going with the wind. They ran Carl Bloom quite a bit in the first quarter, maybe running so much to try to set up the throw.
That's quite a challenge, and that has to present for the Abilene High defense. They have to be able to notice that quarterback for Cooper is able to take off and run, and at the same time, as you mentioned, open up those passing lanes.
3 receivers in the game, 2 here to the near side, 1 to the far side. Bloom again in the backfield, logging straight drop, looking. Got Luke Harrison, drops both feet in, and another pickup near the first down. Looks like it'll be a couple of yards short. We'll call it 3rd and 8. They're 3rd and 2, rather.
Luke Harrison made an intelligent play there by a receiver. We noticed he was able to get those feet in bounds and immediately step out after he knows that he's got enough yardage to be able to get him close to set up a 3rd and short for the quarterback.
Well, Harrison, a 6-foot senior, comes up with a nice catch, picks up, as we said, 8 on the play, brings up 3rd and 2. 11:42 here left before halftime. Loggins again, 3 receivers. Harrison and Rao to the near side. Riddle to the far side. Riddle comes in motion to the near side. Give it to Bloom. He's got a hole. He's to the 30. Cuts it down near the 25. Knocked out of bounds at about the 27-yard line, but does pick up the first down. Clemente, they brought the man in motion to the near side, opened it up, and Bloom just went off tackle.
That they did. And if we also notice on that play, we can see that the Abilene High defense was trying to go on movement and account by the quarterback. They were prepared at the line, ready to make the stop, but then that allowed Cooper to be able to go ahead and get that first down, and now that sets up 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line, and Cooper is once again knocking on the door of the Abilene High Eagles.
Loggins breaks this team from the huddle, sends Riddle to the near side, Rao in the near slot, Loggins, or check that, Harrison to the far side, Loggins up under center. There you see marking out his signal, straight drop, looking, throws a fade pattern, well overthrown, and throws it out of bounds. You wonder if that's a bad throw by Dow Loggins, just a miscommunication between his receiver and himself.
Yeah, we'd also notice there and see that Chris Sokolowski and James Barnes were ready to meet the quarterback, Dow Loggins, on that throw, and probably had a lot to do with why they forced that pass downfield, and he didn't get a very good read on that receiver.
Try and see if the Abilene High defense can get some pressure on the quarterback. 11:32 to go here in the first half. 6-0 our score. Cooper is ahead. They have a 2nd down and 10 from the Abilene High 28-yard line. Loggins again with 3 receivers in the game. Straight drop. Looking for Ralph. Got him open. And he makes a great catch to the 20. Gets a block. 15-10. Hurdles. And down inside the 10-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle there by Brian Archibald. But a good catch and pass from Dial Loggins to Mark Rao, and he gets inside the 10.
That play was just really a work of art. We noticed that Rao there was able to run the little hook pattern, if we could look at that on the replay, and be able to see that he was wide open, John. Wide open before he caught the ball, catches it, and he's able to get a few more yards on the play.
There you see Loggins. Rao with a good catch, good concentration as the defender ran in front of him there. You see Archibald with the touchdown-saving tackle. Looked like we had a motion penalty before. It looks like Loggins and Bloom were going to take a page out of the Abilene High playbook and run the option. We'll see what the official call is. It is illegal procedure. That'll move them back 5 yards and put the ball down at the 13-yard line.
That was great athleticism, but going back to that previous play by Mark Rao, we know he had to go up a little bit over his ways, maybe reach up for the ball, and he was able to do that, haul it in, and at the same time be able to be focused enough to run with that ball.
Rao comes in with 28 catches on the season for 283 yards and 5 touchdowns. Rao in the slot here to the near side. Loggins going to roll to the right, looking for Luke Harrison. Got him, and he catches it, but just out of bounds. Could not keep his feet, and Loggins let him just a little bit too much.
That's right. The 2 Eagle defenders on that play were number 35, Blake Knight, and number 4, Ezell Murray. We've called his name out a couple of times tonight, John, and he was able to provide some good coverage on the pass play for the Cooper Cougars.
Rao comes in 7th in the district in receiving yardage. His teammate Luke Harrison 6th, and Adam Riddle comes in 2nd in the district. So Cooper's offensive attack, 3 receivers in the top 10 in District 4-5A in receiving.
And now we understand why they are so tops in the district. They can throw to just anyone on the field.
2nd and 12. Loggins throws it up in the air. Got a man. Did he catch it? Oh, what a beautiful play. Touchdown toss from Dow Loggins to Adam Riddle. He just threw it to a spot, and Riddle went and got it.
John, I don't know whether we have to say he was safe at second or whether he made a great touchdown catch. He went sliding on in the end zone, and he was able to make the catch. What an outstanding play.
Now Loggins, it looks like head coach Randy Allen sent Loggins back out on the field. He is the holder on extra points, but it looks like they'll go for 2. They did miss their initial extra point. So they'll try to get it back and take a 14-0 lead. Again, Abilene High can make a big statement here by holding them out of the end zone and keeping it a 12-0 game. I formation to the backfield for Loggins. Sends a man in motion, gives fakes to Bloom, got Rao wide open. He fires, got another man in another completion. Loggins again to Adam Riddle for the 2-point conversion. He had two guys there, Rao short and Riddle deep. He hooks up with Riddle, and the two connect again to take a 14-0 lead.
Looked like he was going to go right out of the end zone and perhaps not have any chance at making the catch, John. But as we can see on the replay, if we can see that, we notice that he was able to make the catch, stay in bounds, get the 2 points, and put the Cooper Cougars, more importantly, up 14-0 with 10:51 to play in this contest.
There you see Loggins rolling, and you can see right there, Rao right there, and then he's good job keeping his feet in. Adam Riddle actually gets about 5 or 6 feet in, but he does a nice job and makes sure that it does stay in bounds and they get the 2-point conversion. So with the 2-point conversion, Cooper gets back the extra point that they missed, and they do lead right now at the 10:51 mark of the second quarter, 14-0. And you hate to say it, especially this early in the ball game, but this could be a very big possession for the Abilene High Eagles if they want to stay in this ball game.
That's right. Cooper's got a little bit of a momentum now, 14-0. It's getting to be late in the second quarter, and getting close to being late in the second quarter, and they're trying to establish themselves a little further. We mentioned that this game has tremendous implications for the Cooper Cougars because if they're able to win, they will be able to claim the top spot in the playoff pairings for Division II.
Cooper ready to kick this time. They'll boot with the wind. We'll see if this one stays in bounds, and it looks like it will just cut inside the pylon, not go out of bounds, not give Stevie Beltran a chance to put his hands on the ball either. And so Cooper, or check that, Abilene High will set up at their own 20-yard line.
Well, what do you think now, John? Maybe run a little bit more of Beltran, sneaking more in the offense. You hadn't been able to see a lot of him, but now we're able to see that the Abilene High Eagles have fallen 14-0, and perhaps maybe now they want to get something positive going with Beltran.
I don't think Coach Steve Warren will push the panic button by any stretch of the imagination. He'll just do whatever his offense has to do to try to move into this very stiff breeze that's really picked up here at Shotwell Stadium now. He's going to give it to Beltran off the right side. He darts his way to the 20, 25, finds another hole, and knives his way down to the 30, and a play that looked like it may not gain but 2 or 3 yards. Beltran comes up with a gain of almost 10. It'll be close to see if he did pick up enough for the first down.
Cooper looked like they were going to bust that play right there at the line of scrimmage. They had 4 defensive players to meet Beltran at the line, and yet they weren't able to do that. Easy once again showing why he has the tremendous amount of running power that he does, able to sneak around and get the positive yardage.
Picks up 9 on the play, brings up second down and 1 from the 29-yard line. Give it to Beltran again up the middle. He's got enough for the first down. Give him about 3 on the play. It looks like it should be enough for the first down.
Good run by Beltran. Obviously now Coach is trying to push it up a little ways, maybe perhaps establish Beltran in the game plan, and at the same time kill a little bit of this clock. We mentioned how possession has to be very important for the Cooper Cougars. But to this point in the game, John, I think what we've seen is Cooper has really taken a lot of the possession time.
They have controlled the clock here very effectively. Munoz brings his team to the line. He puts a receiver on each side of him. Beltran, the lone back in the backfield. Fake to Beltran, whip around pass, got it complete to near the 40-yard line. Good open field tackle there by the Cougars. A pickup of about 6 on the play should bring up around 2nd and 4.
Those are good pass plays. We know the Cooper defense there on that particular play looked like they might have bitten a little bit, thinking that it was going to be a pitch back, perhaps in the backfield, and instead the quarterback turns around, finds the man open out in the flap, and Abilene High is able to move the ball a little bit.
Even the Cooper coaches were cold here tonight with the stocking caps and the ball caps, as it is a cold one here at Shotwell Stadium. Munoz got his team ready to go again, gives it to Beltran off the left side. Beltran to the 45, runs out of bounds at about the 46-yard line, but that'll be enough for another Eagle first down.
That's one thing that they're doing on this particular drive. They're getting the first downs that they need, and that's crucial because after you get the first downs, establish a little bit of momentum, maybe run Beltran a little bit more, that opens up the passing lanes, and then perhaps maybe they can work on those receivers, John.
Good point, Clemente, but also what it could do is keep that Cooper offense off the field, but more importantly, give the Abilene High defense an opportunity to rest. They've been on the field quite a bit here. A nice sustained drive is what the Eagles are looking for. As Munoz has got his team ready to go again. Beltran, the lone back in the backfield, they give it to him again off the left side. He's strung out, but picks up a couple of yards excellent pursuit there by the Cooper defense. Simply strung Beltran out, and he had nowhere to go.
John, I think if we can look at that replay over again, it looked like Sneezy might not have taken the play immediately. It looked like he was going to go a little bit to the right. I don't know if it was designed to go that way, but he took a little bit of that step to the right, but then he came back to the left, took the ball on the play, and was still able to get a couple of yards.
There you see Munoz give it to Beltran. Tries to cut it up, but two Cooper defenders come up and they string him out, and Beltran simply has to pick up a gain or two. That brings up 2nd and 8, a receiver on each side. Sneezy again, the lone back in the backfield. Fans trying to warm up here. The option, Munoz fakes it, doesn't give it to Beltran. It doesn't matter. He's swarmed under by a number of Cooper defenders.
That's right. Right there at the bottom of the top pile for the Cooper Cougars, it looks like number 42 getting up, and his name is Michael Walker on the stop in the pursuit of the quarterback. He had nowhere to go. That Cooper defense showing why it can be able to dominate in this game.
Cooper's defense comes in tonight giving up an average of 282 yards a game. The Abilene High defense, or offense rather, comes in picking up 267. So we'll see which one of those numbers prevails tonight. If the Cooper defense can hold it up, or Abilene High can put some offense together. 3rd down conversion here, 3rd and 7. Munoz drops back, can't find anybody. He's got her lane up the middle to midfield. 45, 40, got some room. Cuts it back at the 40, down to the 30, and fights his way forward to the 28-yard line. And Frankie Munoz makes a big play for his Eagle team.
Frankie Munoz looked like Sneezy Beltran on that play, John. Looked like he was able to run upfield, find the way that he needed to go, find the hole, find the seam, and immediately set up a great play for the Eagles. And now it looks like they're going to take the ball probably at 28-yard line.
And that's what Abilene High is going to need tonight, is for everybody to step up and make a play. That time, Frankie Munoz made the play for his team. Munoz got his team ready to go again. Run receiver to the near side, one to the far side. Offset eye in the backfield with Beltran in motion here to the near side. He's out of the backfield now. Munoz going to drop straight back. Quarterback draw out to the 25, 20. Munoz fights his way forward, takes some Cougars with him down near the 15-yard line. Looks like he'll be down at the 16, give him 8 on the play and bring up 2nd and 2.
That was a great run. I guess Munoz figures, hey, guess what, guys? I'll call my number. I'll push it right on up the middle, and I'll see if I can push it up the gut, get a few yards, and that's what he did right there. And now the Abilene High Eagles will be set up with 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
There's a timeout on the field. We'll take the timeout as well. 7:16 to go here in the first half. Cooper up 14-0, but the Eagles are driving. We'll see if they can score when this NBC 9 Sports special presentation continues after this timeout.
NBC 9 is proud to present the tape-delayed Abilene High and Cooper High football game. Sit back and enjoy Showdown at Shotwell 98.
The need to exchange ideas and information, to communicate, is part of our personal and business lives. We demand an environment where communication flows freely. GST Action Telcom is helping to build this world, bringing people closer together, providing communications for a world without boundaries. For voice, video, or data, the one name to remember is GST Action Telcom.
One call national, Action Telcom.
Friday nights in football in the big country, a West Texas tradition. Join NBC 9 as we take an expanded look at high school football scores and highlights. Each week, we'll also spotlight a different team and what it takes to prepare for Friday night. We'll send camera crews to area games so you'll know the scores. Join us for Friday Sports Extra, Fridays at 10:15 during NBC 9 News. Brought to you by the Mall of Abilene, Burger King, Red Star Fuels, and NBC 9.
NBC 9 is proud to present the tape-delayed Abilene High and Cooper High football game. Sit back and enjoy Showdown at Shotwell 98.
You're watching NBC 9, Abilene, Texas.
Welcome back to Shotwell Stadium, everyone. 7:16 to go here in the first half. 14-0 Cooper ahead, but Abilene High driving to see if they can cut this lead in half. And Clemente would be a very big score here for the Eagles to put some points on the board.
That would put them right in the ball game, John. That is so true. 14-0, a touchdown, and you're only down by 7 points with the extra point. So Abilene High really needs to capitalize in this particular drive.
Frankie Munoz, when he called his own number on the quarterback draw, did pick up the first down, so it's first down and 10 for the Eagles at the Cooper 17-yard line. Munoz has 3 receivers in the game, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Beltran in the backfield gets the ball, looking for the corners, got it. He's near the 10, and stiff arms his way down near another first down, and Sneezy Beltran again gets his team inside the 10-yard line.
That was pursuit by the Cooper defense, but not before Sneezy was able to pick up some great yardage on the play. On that particular stop, that was number 30, Lee Haggerty for the Cooper Cougars, who was able to push Beltran out of bounds, but not before he gained 9 yards on the play.
He does pick up 9 on the play, brings up second down and 1. Nice for the Abilene High Eagles if they can pick up a first down without having to score a touchdown. We'll see if maybe they try on second and 1 to go for the end zone. You always have third down to come back and hit it. Beltran in the backfield by himself. He gets the ball up the middle near the 5, fights his way near the 5 down to about the 4-yard line. So that should bring up a first and goal for the Abilene High Eagles.
First and goal, John. Actually, they've only got 5 yards to go, so I have a sneaky suspicion that we're probably going to see a lot of Beltran on these particular plays.
7:05 again here to go in the first half. The Cougars ahead 14-0. The Eagles trying to cut their lead in half. They have a first down and goal to go from the 5-yard line. Beltran by himself in the backfield, the receiver on each side of Frankie Munoz. He's got his team ready to go. He gets the Beltran, big hole, goal line, touchdown, Abilene High. Sneezy Beltran answers, and folks, the game is on.
Great running by Beltran. He virtually went untouched into the end zone, John. It looked like the hole was opened up there on the left side of the offense and defense, and as a result, Beltran just punches it right on in, gets his Eagles 6 points, and they are making a contest out of this.
Sneezy Beltran, as you mentioned, went almost untouched. On the opposite end, when Dow Loggins found Adam Riddle, he was almost wide open. These touchdowns have come really quite easily from both teams. The touchdown plays, not the drives themselves. So the extra point conversion on the way. Abilene High fans loving this snap. Kind of bad. The kick is on the way, and it is good. So with 6:49 to go here in the first half, the Abilene High Eagles have put themselves on the board. The Cougars, though, still lead 14-7.
14-7. Once again, Cooper can still consider themselves very fortunate in that they're still up with two touchdowns in this game. And at the same time, they've been able to capitalize on some fumbles as well.
I'll put you in the coach's position now, Clemente. You've just gotten scored on. Randy Allen has a wide-open playbook, a very solid quarterback in Dow Loggins, and 3 very solid receivers in Rao, Harrison, and Adam Riddle. Do you try to go for the bomb on the first play? You've got the wind, and see if you can get the momentum back on your side?
I wouldn't. I try to stick with my game plan, and I would definitely try to run a little bit of this clock down, perhaps maybe to squeeze as much of it as I can, and maybe get some points out of it. If they would be able to do that and put some points, that would be a productive drive, and at the same time leave the Abilene High Eagles with very little time on the clock, if any.
You can feel the momentum switching back and forth. One thing head coach Randy Allen has on his side, a very experienced senior quarterback in Dow Loggins. Loggins will be able to calm his guys down in the huddle and say, look, we don't have to try to get this all back in one play. Like you mentioned, sustain a drive and just calm everybody down, march his team down the field. But it will be interesting. We all know that Randy Allen has a very creative playbook, and we'll see if he's got a trick play and if he has to bring it out tonight.
That's right. That's what he needs to tell his guys. The quarterback, he can just say, hey, guys, we're in the lead. Let's try to control the ball a little bit, push it up a little ways, maybe throw it a little bit here and there, and we'll see if maybe we can take it to him and put some points on the board.
Romero Rodriguez on to do the kicking chores. Rao, Riddle, and Harrison deep for the Cougars. There's the kick. It's the low line drive. Going to be picked up by Luke Harrison at about the 15. He's out to the 20, 25. And he's good open field tackle there. He'll be dropped at about the 27-yard line. And that is where the Cougars will set up shop.
I think the reason that kick was a little bit short, John, is he had to kick right into the teeth of that wind. And that's really not very much fun. As we noticed, the flags over here on the north end of the field are pointing toward the north, so it has to be a pretty stiff little breeze.
Good breeze coming here, as you mentioned, Clemente, trying to keep that ball low. The Cougars trying to sustain another drive and extend their lead. It's been cut in half to 14-7. Good opening half here between the Cougars and the Eagles. Logan's got his team out of the huddle. 4 wide receiver set. Riddle to the far side. Carl Bloom, the lone back in the backfield. Quick swing pass hit around. He's got some blockers. He's to the 30, and he fights his way forward to about the 32-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the play to bring up 2nd and 5.
We see that's a good, safe pass by the quarterback. Little short pattern. Let that receiver catch the ball. Kill a little bit of time on the clock. Perhaps maybe he can get it and maybe run a little ways, and that would set up a great play and as well maybe a new first down, but now they're stuck with 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 from their own 32-yard line for Cooper. Logan's getting his offensive line steady. Again, 4 receivers, 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side. He's going to run a little inside reverse. Rouse got it to the 30. The Eagles not fooled. They push him down at the 35-yard line. That comes up a couple of yards short of a first down, which will bring up a very big 3rd down conversion.
3 Abilene High Eagles were there on that play, John. That was number 30 for the Eagles and number 40, Rashard Dalbert. And the other man, they provided great pursuit on the play and were able to stop the Cooper Cougars there in their track and not allowing them to get the first down.
Now, if they are to get the first down, Clemente, how important is it to not only sustain a drive but try to put some points on the board before half if you're a Cooper Cougar?
Well, obviously, as we mentioned, it's very important. That shows Abilene High that they would have the momentum once again. So we'll see what happens here.
3rd down and 2, 3 receivers in the game. Loggins gives it to Bloom. Good penetration. He makes a great move to get out of trouble and picks up the first down. Fantastic run by Carl Bloom.
Looked like he was going to be stopped back there behind the line of scrimmage, John. And somehow or another, he worked his way toward the backside, back to the right, turned around, and found the opening and was able to move those chains for a new first down.
We talked about the elusiveness of Sneezy Beltran, but give Carl Bloom some credit as well. He was stopped dead to rights in the backfield, made a nice cut, and picked up a very big first down for his team. 3 receivers in the ball game, Riddle and Rao to the far side, and Luke Harrison to the near side. Give it to Bloom again. He's got a hold 40. Ooh, but it closes very quickly. He's dragged down for a gain of about 2.
That was great pursuit by the Abilene High Eagle defense. If we can go to the replay, we'll notice that it looked like number 78 was going to make and get that stop. Here it is. Quarterback hands the ball off. And right there, number 30 for the Eagles, once again, makes a stop, and he's able to make sure that that runner doesn't get very far for Cooper.
So again, Loggins has his team ready to go. Puts 4 receivers in the game this time. Trips to the far side, single set here, fires it out to Rao again on a little swing pass. He's got the 45 midfield. Rao running hard. He's still on his feet down near the 40-yard line, still going. They can't bring him down. What a run by Rao. He would not go down.
That took a great push by the Abilene High Eagles to try to bring him down. He had the momentum going. He was just continuing to move forward. He was determined to stay on his feet, get as much positive yardage as he could. And now, once again, John, we look at the clock and we notice that 4:11 is up there, and the flag is on the play.
I have no idea what this one's all about. You get a big roar from the Abilene High crowd. Maybe an illegal participation foul or something like that. Carl Bloom, Loggins, it's an unsportsmanlike conduct foul against the Eagles. Coach Steve Warren is way out on the field. I have to wonder if it's him being on the field. I don't know that, but we'll see exactly what this unsportsmanlike conduct foul is. Loggins grabbed Carl Bloom and threw him back. Also makes you wonder if words were exchanged.
Maybe so, and like you said, maybe the coach had a lot to do with that. And he's still out there on the field.
Coach Warren very upset right now. Bill Barkin is the official, wanting some kind of call. Doesn't get it, though. We're ready to go once again. 1st and 10 from the Abilene High 27-yard line. Loggins puts Riddle and Rao to the near side. Harrison on the far side looking for Rao. Got Harrison wide open. Riddle, take that touchdown. Wonderful throw there by Dow Loggins. And he and Adam Riddle hook up again. Have a taunting foul, it looks like, on Riddle. That'll be flagged. But nevertheless, beautiful touch pass from Dow Loggins, and Cooper scores again.
John, if we can go to the replay on that one, we can be able to see that it took forever for that ball to come down. That was a beautiful throw by Loggins, able to find his receiver on the left side of the field for the touchdown. He was wide open.
And there's the replay, and you can see the pretty touch pass. Riddle has several steps on the defender, hauls it in. And what a beautiful play. Boy, Dal Loggins can throw a pretty deep ball.
It's a shame that the flags have to come into play.
And there is the unsportsmanlike conduct call. I don't know if you can see it or not, but Adam Riddle simply held the ball out towards the Abilene High defender to say, look what I have. And this will move the extra point conversion back. They've missed one conversion already, but picked up the two. You don't want to try to miss another one, and this is going to make it a substantial extra point.
John, yes, that's true. I don't think that they're going to be going for two on this one. They obviously will just try to get the extra point and move ahead.
It'll be a 35-yard extra point. The kick is on the way. It's a knuckleball, but it slides through, and it's good. The yardage didn't matter. Ryan Gibbs knocks it through and puts Cooper ahead. Check it. Is that Gibbs? Let's check and see if that is. It may have been Mark Brown. No, that's Gibbs. He knocks it through and puts his team ahead 21-7.
So just like that, Abilene High has scored. The Cooper players are able to come back, put together a good sustained drive, not to mention with the help of a little bit of unsportsmanlike conduct. And they're able to push ahead and get their 21 points on the board. And now they've got their 2-touchdown lead again. And how significant is that, John?
Well, you've seen really the class of both teams. Abilene High had the opportunity to beat down. They came back and scored. Cooper had their lead cut in half. Cooper comes right back and marches back down the field. The 2 touchdowns is substantial to come back from. But, again, Steve Warren will not push the panic button. He'll continue to run Stevie Beltran. He'll continue to throw the out patterns and just nip and tuck his way back into this game. A 14-point lead is by no means insurmountable.
That's true. And definitely they can sustain a little bit of that momentum right here before they go into the locker rooms and be able to perhaps maybe, if not put some points on the board, maybe prove to that Cooper defense that they can run on them with Beltran.
Ryan Shannon ready to get this one underway once again. Again, 4 minutes to go. Loggins and Riddle hook up once again for a touchdown just moments ago. That puts Cooper up 21-7. Beltran back deep for the Eagles. We'll see if he gets a chance to return this one. As we've talked about most of the night, the wind picking up very much here at Shotwell Stadium. This one should be booted through the end zone. It's an end-over-end kick. Will not. Beltran has a chance. He feels at the 8. He's up to the 20, 25, 30. Had a hole up the middle. Just keeps running forward. Puts his team in pretty good field position at about the 30-yard line.
John, it looked like that seam was going to open up right there in the middle, but it just didn't do that. Those Cooper defenders were able to push their way toward the middle, perhaps maybe to form that wedge a little bit, and not allow Beltran to open the way for him to be able to score a touchdown.
Good special teams coverage for Cooper. Everybody stayed in their lanes. That was able to collapse that hole and not allow Beltran to have a seam to go through. The Sneezen gets his team out to the 30-yard line. 3:51 to go here in the half. Munoz's got his team ready to go. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Man in motion comes from far to near. Beltran, the lone back in the backfield, give it to Beltran. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage as Cooper knives through. Looks like coming through with Kobe Ford, and we mentioned it's good to see him back in the game, and he makes a big play.
Kobe Ford and Michael Walker. That is great pursuit by the defense. Able to push the Eagles back, and of course now they lose a little bit of yardage, and it's second down and a long 11.
We'll see if Abilene High puts the ball in the air. Ford tries to keep it on the ground with Beltran. Looks like it'll be the air. 2 receivers go to the far side, 1 here to the near side. Beltran, the lone back in the backfield, strong right formation. Munoz looking for the pump and go, and he's got Higher. Overthrows him, though. Throws that one out of bounds. Higher made the double move.
Higher looked like he was trying to get the defender to bite a little bit, maybe get him to bite on that short pattern, and then he would take off running, make it a little bit longer. But we noticed that Cooper had another defender sitting back there waiting just in case that happened, and that's exactly what the case was, and he was not able to gain some positive yardage on the play.
You heard the Cooper crowd with a roar. Offensive tackle Kent Rhodes throws his big mid up there and brings that one in one-handed. Put an 80 on that boy and let him be a receiver. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Beltran by himself in the backfield. Going to be a blocker. Munoz looks, fires. Oh, good jump on the ball. Good catch there. Cooper made a good jump on the ball, but the Eagles were able to haul that one in.
That's Lee Haggerty on the stop for the Cougars, and he had great pursuit on the play. He was able to cover up his man, make sure he didn't move, and get more positive yardage after the catch. So that's a great play by the Cougar defense.
Good catch, though, by J.P. Gonzalez to get the concentration and haul that one in. 4th down and 5, the Eagles show punt, and it looks like that's what they'll do. Adam Riddle back deep.
You think they'll be rushing this one, John?
Well, they've got 11 on the line. We'll see if they drop back. One drops back, two drop back. They're just coming with a regular rush. Wobbly end-over-end kick. Hits at about the 45 and it's going to be down at the 41-yard line.
You would think that with the wind that they can still sustain some sort of drive and be able to push it forward and maybe be able to score on this particular drive.
A big possession here for both teams. For the Cooper offense, they can really go up big here if they can put another 7 on the board. For the Abilene High defense, if they can stop them, go in down 2 touchdowns at the half, you're still within striking distance.
You think Randy Allen will be safe on this one, John?
He will do whatever it takes to try to score. Obviously, you want to try to do what you can and run that 2:16 that we have less than a half down as far as you can. But he will definitely try to put the points on the board, just like any coach would really try to do. 2 receivers to the near side. New quarterback in the game. Fires it deep. Got Riddle open again, and he's got it. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Abilene Cooper. And Adam Riddle is going nuts. And a new quarterback in the game, but it doesn't matter. Ben Bailey finds Riddle open. And the Cooper Cougars have blown this one open 27-7.
That was a great play by the Cooper wide receiver. He was able to take the 2 men downfield, catch the ball, and he was wide open for that touchdown. If we can go to the replay.
Don't know if Dow Loggins is injured or whatnot. A couple of weeks ago, he did suffer a concussion against Permian. There's, you can see the extra point version. There's the replay. Bailey fires, looks deep. Beautiful throw there. Riddle with the separation, brings it in and scores, and he goes nuts in the end zone. He is one excited player, and deservedly so. Extra point conversion. The kick is on the way, and it is good. With 2:07 left to go in the half, Abilene Cooper extends their lead to 28-7.
John, they have pretty much taken control in this ball game late in the second quarter. They've been able to sustain their drives, move ahead, and capitalize where they need to.
You know, Dow Loggins comes out of the game. Bailey comes in. You would think when a player comes in for the first time, they simply hand it off. Not Bailey. He drops straight back. Not only throws, but he throws deep and throws at strike.
Well, and you also think maybe he might have been a little cold. It's not the ideal night for weather conditions, and yet he comes into a ball game. It's cold outside, and the first play from scrimmage that he takes over at, he's able to throw the touchdown pass.
You know, one thing that you've noticed on these pass plays, Riddle has gotten exceptional separation from the defensive back.
That's true. It looked like on that last one that the Abilene High defense they were a little bit confused. It looked like they ran up to the line, then they moved back a ways, and as a result, the quarterback was able to find his man wide open in the end zone for the touchdown catch.
28-7 is our score. 2:07 left before halftime. Shannon on to do the chores to kick once again. Beltran back deep. Can't see the number of the other players. There is a twin set back there. Beltran is one of the backs. We'll see again if Sneezy gets the opportunity to return this one. Shannon boosts this one. That's a good kick. Drives Beltran about 6 yards deep in the end zone, and he will not bring it out. So the Eagles will set up at their own 20-yard line.
John, there we see why that stiff wind and what role it can play in this ball game. We see that kick was way off into the end zone, and of course that gave Sneezy really no opportunity to be able to return that ball.
You know, Beltran would love to get his hands on one like he did the last time, if at this time see that seam open. But the Cooper special teams have played great, and that was one of the reasons that they had one of their touchdowns was a breakdown on special teams for Abilene High. Eagles ready to go once again. Trick set here to the near side. Beltran, the lone back in the backfield. Munoz got his team ready to go. Gives it to Beltran, and he is stuck in the backfield. Bounces off one tackle, but cannot escape the rest of that Cougar defense.
John, it looked like there was a little bit also of a mix-up there on that play there at the line, but Beltran was able to receive the handoff from the quarterback and get the loss on the play.
Now, one thing Abilene High has to be careful of, there's still 1:40 to go here in the half. You do not want to give Cooper the opportunity to get the ball back and put some more points on the board, so a couple of first downs would be key here for Abilene High. Beltran, the lone back in the backfield. 2 receivers, 1 split on each side. Give it to Beltran. He's got a hole at the 20, 25, cuts it back to the 30, lowers his head, fights forward, and does get that first down out, it looks like it's near the first down. He's out to the 31. That should be enough for the first down. They're going to bring in the chains. Nope. Tell them the chains to move, so that's the first down for Beltran and the Eagles.
I think he got it by about a yard and a half, John. That was a great run by Beltran.
Easy just lowered his head and did get the first down, so the clock continues to roll with 1:15 and a half. Cooper ahead of this one. 28-7, a man split on each side. Beltran in the backfield. Munoz gives it to him off the left side again. Beltran again with a hole. Cuts near the 40-yard line. Drops at about the 39. Beltran picks up a gain of about 8 on the play. That should bring up 2nd and 2.
Looks like we're going to see a little bit now of the hurry-up offense. They're going to, well, there's 54 seconds to play, and it looks like they might settle for just the 28-7 score that they've got right now. But here comes Abilene High to the line of scrimmage.
And Munoz has his team ready. Puts a receiver on each side once again. One back in the backfield. That's Beltran. Play action to Beltran. Got a man deep. Looking. Fires in the flat, though. Short, and that ball is incomplete. That'll stop the clock. Bring up 3rd down with 34 seconds to go here in the half.
A very critical 3rd down, John. 3rd and short. Probably 2 yards to go. But obviously what we're talking about here is 2-down territory with 34 seconds to play in the half.
Both teams have 2 timeouts left. Neither one have used it, so if Cooper can stop them here, and they do get the ball back, they do have 2 timeouts to work with. 34 ticks left in the first half, 28-7 Cooper. Munoz got his team ready again, gives it to Beltran. Beltran close to the 1st down, should have it by a couple of yards with a 2nd effort.
He's got the 1st down, but of course now, once again, they'll stop the clock to move the chains, and they'll bring it on right here. 1st and 10 for Abilene High.
Now, if the Eagles could put some points on the board, they will get the ball to start the 2nd half. It will be interesting to see if they try to put some points on the board here, get the momentum, and remember, they do get the ball at the beginning of the 2nd half. The clock rolling, 18 seconds left in the half. Going to give it to Beltran. Looks like they're content to run the clock out. Beltran midfield, down in the 45-yard line. Again, Abilene High has 2 timeouts left. The clock will stop while they move the chains, and there's 10 seconds left here in the first half.
That's a great run by Beltran. I think I'd be content to run the clock out, John, if I had a back like Beltran.
The Eagles did take a timeout there as they've moved into Cooper territory. Now you have the opportunity, if you can get about 5 or 6 more yards, depending on the arm Munoz has, might be able to take a shot at the end zone.
That's true, because the field goal really is of no point, considering the fact that they're going into the wind. That wind is very tough, and they need to try to be able to perhaps maybe get a few yards, work the out patterns, and maybe perhaps go out of bounds. But other than that, the only thing left is the end zone.
You'd really have to think they'd have to get down to around the 20-yard line to have any shot at a field goal. From the 20-yard line, it'd be a 37-yard field goal, and that breeze has really picked up here, Clemente. I don't know how far you want to be out to try to give your kicker. Abilene's kicker has 40-yard range, but not necessarily into this wind.
And really, you're talking here of a 28-7 score, and 3 points really would just bring them to 10. So maybe what they're going to do here is show a little bit more of a passing play and be able to work the ball towards the middle of the field, or rather the outside, and be able to set up a touchdown play.
Munoz got his team ready to go. Beltran in the backfield. They're going to give it to Beltran. He's at the 45, and Steph Cooper saw that one coming. And it looks like the Eagles are just going to run out the half and go into the halftime break at 28-7. And that's what they're going to do. 28-7 is our halftime score. The Cougars up. We'll be back with some halftime numbers after this timeout.
It's the simple things, a place of your own to enjoy, to build the life your family has always dreamed of. And if that dream includes becoming part of rural America, your Lone Star Federal Land Bank Association is just a phone call away. For over 80 years, Lone Star has been making dreams come true with a wide variety of loan packages designed especially for Texas farmers, ranchers, and even recreational homeowners. Lone Star Federal Land Bank Association, the bank of generations.
The Junior League of Abilene proudly presents a magical holiday at the 1998 Christmas Carousel. Lots of great events and shopping for people of all ages, including children's events, a whimsical style show, and shopping from almost 100 booths. You won't want to miss this golden opportunity to do some early Christmas shopping or have your picture taken with Santa. Don't miss the 1998 Christmas Carousel, November 5th through the 8th at the Abilene Civic Center. Call 677-1879.
Friday nights in football in the Big Country, a West Texas tradition. Join NBC9 as we take an expanded look at high school football scores and highlights. Each week, we'll also spotlight a different team and what it takes to prepare. We'll send camera crews to area games so you'll know the scores. Join us for Friday Sports Extra, Fridays at 10:15 during NBC9 News. Brought to you by the Mall of Abilene, Burger King, Red Star Fuels, and NBC9.
NBC9 is proud to present the tape-delayed Abilene High and Cooper High football game. Set back and enjoy Showdown at Shotwell 98.
You're watching NBC9 Abilene, Texas.
Raymond Bynum is organizing a band for Abilene High School. Since that time, the band has met once a week for regular practice and has developed into what...
NBC9 is proud to present the tape-delayed Abilene High and Cooper High football game. Sit back and enjoy Showdown at Shotwell 98.
Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
I was wondering if you need an experienced water boy.
How old are you, kid? 11? 12?
I'm 31 years old.
Bobby Boucher is a loser.
Hey, water boy!
But on November 6th,
Stop making fun of me.
he's going to fight back.
Damn.
From the director of The Wedding Singer,
There's something wrong with his medulla oblongata.
Adam Sandler. The Water Boy, rated PG-13, starts tomorrow. You watch them all the time in the movies. Unexplained crimes, cases that never seem to close, unsolved murders. But did you know there are several right here in West Texas? Join NBC9's Natalie Spellman as she takes you to the scene of the crime, interviews the people who were there, and tells you the victim's story. And you can ask yourself, is someone in your hometown getting away with murder? Don't miss it. Friday nights in November only on NBC9.
NBC9 is proud to present the tape-delayed Abilene High and Cooper High football game. Sit back and enjoy Showdown at Shotwell 98.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, with pride and integrity, the Abilene Public Schools present the awesome Superman.
Will feature the Cougarettes from the flag line performing through that famous big band chart. Don't get around much anymore.